going on? How you doing? You good?
Bro, good to meet you.
For sure.
You gonna fuck shorty up.
Yeah, alright. Oh, yeah. Alright.
That's what it is.
Oh, for real? Alright. What up? How you doing? You good? What's up, yeah.
Now, one. Move your head. There you go. Faster, faster, faster. Faster, faster. Mucho, mucho, mucho. Mide un poquito. Defense, defense. Uppercuts, 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 uppercuts. There you go. Uppercuts. Number one.
I'm definitely jet lagged, man. Felt my legs was a little tired. Everything was tired, you know. And even when you don't want to work, you gotta work. You know what I mean? So maybe or maybe not, but 9 out of 10, he ain't go to the gym today. So I'm definitely ahead of him. So I pushed through it. That's my motivation, just proving that I'm better than the next person. If I see something that I say I need to work on, or they bash me about it, I'll be like, okay, go to the gym, work on it, and then I show them the next fight.
I think Gervonta will stop him on the next fight. My opinion, you know, he's super smart. He's getting better and better and better. You know, we seen what happened with Rolly, and you know, he's just a fucking animal. He's a monster.
Tank Davis reunited with Jose Benavidez for his comeback fight. Gervonta Tank Davis, a boxer, has officially started training with Jose Benavidez Sr. Benavidez Sr. is a well-known trainer who has worked with top fighters, including his sons, David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez Jr. This change is seen as a major development for Davis, as he is now with a trainer famous for developing champions.
It's said that Gervonta Tank Davis is now, as you see here, he's going to be working with well-renowned trainer Jose Benavidez Sr., the father and trainer and manager to top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, 3-division champion, superstar boxer who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, the Mexican Ecuadorian monster David Benavidez, and the blue chip prospect who was well on his way to superstardom before injuries derailed his career, in Jose Benavidez Jr., whom you may see in the movie Creed, Fort Terrence Crawford, Fort Jamal Charlo. So, Jose Benavidez Jr.
Thomas Cornflake Lamanna reacted to the news that Gervonta Davis is reportedly training with Jose Benavidez Sr., admitting he's not sure if it's a good fit from a boxing standpoint. He acknowledged that a fighter and trainer need to mesh, but didn't seem fully convinced. Lamanna kept his response measured, saying it could be the wrong impression, but the chemistry between them will ultimately decide if it works.
I also saw on social media today, I think on Mo Boxing or Mo, whatever it's called, that he's going to train with Jose Benavidez.
Yeah. Is that a good fit from a boxing standpoint? Yeah, I don't know.
No. I mean,
First impression. That's your first impression, right? Could be wrong.
I don't. By the way, so okay. How do I say it? It's a thing where a fighter and a trainer mesh.
Lamanna speculates that Gervonta Davis might have left his trainer, Calvin Ford, due to disagreements or Ford's unwillingness to be involved in certain behind-the-scenes matters. Lamanna believes that if Davis were to change trainers, Jose Benavidez Sr. is not a suitable replacement. He suggests that someone like Robert Garcia would have been a much better choice.
And had some weird, maybe they split. Maybe Calvin didn't like what he was hearing, what was going on, and maybe personally he didn't want to be involved with it. I don't know. I'm speculating crazy, so let me just, I want to dead all that. I damn sure don't think Jose Benavidez is a good fit. If you're going to switch, man, you go to the Robert Garcias.
Sean Porter and the panel discussed the rumor of Jose Benavidez Sr. training Gervonta Davis, questioning the dynamic and suitability. Porter suggested Benavidez's experience with aggressive fighters might comfort Davis, and the panel noted Benavidez's transient lifestyle could align with Davis's.
But can Jose Benavidez coach a co-main event and a main event?
What happens with that?
Jose training Tank.
Jose training Tank. That's the rumor. How y'all feel about that? How does that work? I'm not sure if that's a great matchup.
I feel like there's some comfort there.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some.
They both
comfort there.
killers.
He's down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's Washington,
Yeah, he's between
Seattle, Washington, Florida, Arizona,
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
He be everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might match the lifestyle of Gervonta Davis, you know.
Yeah, surprising to see it. I think, but I feel like he's comfortable with Jose, and just telling y'all what I know. Sometimes that's all it takes.
A boxing analyst confirmed that Gervonta Davis is actively calling out top names on social media, including Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Richardson Hitchens. He pointed out that while Davis's account may not have a verification badge, the responses from verified fighters like Claressa Shields, Shakur, Haney, and Bill Haney prove it's really him. The analyst highlighted one heated exchange where Davis used Claressa Shields' face as his profile picture and called her a dog face. Shields fired back, asking why her face was being used, and Davis replied that he wanted a dog representing his account.
Tank Davis is calling out Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, etc., Richardson Hitchens. They're all going back and forth. It's verified this is his account, right? It don't have the verified check mark, but everybody else is verified that's responding. They wouldn't respond to him if it was a fake account, if it wasn't him. You got Claressa Shields responding to him, her verified account. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Bill Haney, Richardson Hitchens, etc. All of these people are responding to Tank Davis and his G Money account. To the point where I'm going to do a video. Tank Davis calls Claressa Shields a dog face. Claressa Shields says, why is my face your profile picture? He said, because I wanted a dog to be representing my account.
Moving towards showbiz, he also weighed in on the escalating social media war involving Gervonta Davis. He noted that things get ugly when Tank gets involved, pointing to his back and forth with Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. Showbiz highlighted the tension between Shakur and Keyshawn over weight class disagreements, with Shakur mocking Keyshawn for avoiding a scale check. He also mentioned Keyshawn's jab at Tank over his personal legal issues, with Bill Haney jumping in to echo those same criticisms. The situation, Showbiz said, has turned into a full-blown war room of insults and call-outs.
To be honest, Gervonta Tank Davis, when he started getting involved with all this, it started getting ugly. All the stuff that he's been saying, going back and forth with Shakur Stevenson, and then with Debo, implying that we can meet right now and shoot the film. And Debo coming with sense, like, hey, brother, his father's, I'm chilling with my baby. But Shakur Stevenson and Debo going back and forth. You got Shakur Stevenson talking about, listen, you didn't do the scales check. What happened? Debo's like, hey, I don't have to do that. Agreeing to 144, that isn't enough? And Shakur's laugh like, yeah, because you know how big you are, Debo. Pause. And then you have Debo going after Gervonta, talking about how, you know, the only thing he's running is with women pretty much and all that shit, referring to what's going on with him outside of boxing, all those allegations. His father, Bill Haney, jumped into it and echoing these things. Hell, Bill Haney, he even had words for me. Yeah, that's right, the biz and the war room.
Boxing analyst Fannin revealed a major issue within Gervonta Davis's camp, the presence of paid informants. He claimed the camp was filled with family members and others who would leak information about Davis to outsiders in exchange for money. According to Fannin, this constant betrayal and lack of loyalty created a toxic environment that compromised the team from within.
And I can tell you without a doubt that the major issue with Gervonta Davis and that particular camp was the fact that there's so many paid snitches in his camp. It was replete with family members and other people who, whenever they got a piece of information about Gervonta Davis, would try to go out and give that information to somebody else in exchange for money.
Moving towards Floyd Schofield Sr., whose son is the WBA mandatory challenger for Gervonta Davis, he explained the aggressive steps he took to force the fight. After reading the WBA's bylaws, he realized Davis was required to defend within 9 months. When the WBA ignored his petition, he escalated the matter to federal court and was prepared to sue the organization for failing to enforce its own rules. Now, the promoters have 28 days to make the fight happen or go to a purse bid.
Because if the promoter promoters got 28 days to make the fight or go into purse bid. Regardless, we fighting for the title, no matter which way anybody wanna look at it. So it's now they gotta work out a deal. I did my part. I had to go over their heads. I had to really like get it in federal court type stuff. So
well, what did you do? Like, what did you do to kind of force that to happen? I mean, did it not happen naturally, or did you actually have to take some steps? No,
we had to take steps. From the bylaws first, I read their bylaws. I knew what the WBA, what they had to abide by, federally what they had to abide by. So within 9 months, Tank was supposed to defend against Kid after Kid was number one. After Kid, it'd been a year and a half. So I had to send a petition to the WBA and Golden Boy, letting them know, make this happen. They ignored like they do. Then I had to take it to the next level where it goes into federal court. Now the judge was gonna rule for the same damn thing whether they did or not. And then I could have sued the WBA for not mandating the fight because now you violated the law.
That same frustration carried over into Kid Austin's recent post on X, where he questioned whether PBC actually has the money to make the fight happen. He pointed out that for over a year, they had used legal excuses to avoid him, all while Tank still managed to step into the ring with Lamont Roach. For Schofield, the real issue isn't about making the fight, it's about whether the other side genuinely wants it. Kid Austin, does that Premier Boxing have the funds to put on this fight shushing face? Watch them use the legal route all of a sudden. They've been using that route to avoid us for over a year, but yet fought Roach during that time. If you cannot see a duck, you don't want to. Is PBC going out of business? Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger debated whether Tank Davis would actually fight Floyd Schofield, landing on opposite sides of the argument. Kellerman believes Davis's carefully managed career will lead him to avoid the risk. Coppinger, however, thinks Tank's loyalty to his WBA title could force him to either fight or vacate. He argued that Davis values the belt too much to simply give it up. Ultimately, the decision may come down to whether Davis is willing to risk his record or part with the championship.
It's a really interesting fight because, again,
I don't think that fight happens, by the way. I don't think Tank wants Schofield.
Why would he?
If you're Tank, we're talking about in the last segment how careful they've been with his career. You want to jump in with a young, hungry, undefeated contender with talent?
That's fair, Max, but I will say that Tank has shown an affinity for the titles, for whatever that's worth. He has shown an affinity for them. He's been with the WBA and aligned with them for a long time now. So either he's going to fight him or give up the title, I think.
Furthermore, Max Kellerman also drew a powerful comparison between the potential Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis matchup and the legendary rivalries that defined boxing: Ali versus Frazier, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, Leonard versus Hagler. He believes that a few years ago, the fight seemed destined to reach that level, but Davis never appeared fully committed to making it happen. Since then, Stevenson has only continued to build his resume and raise his profile.
I think in an era when the dust settles, Ali is in this corner, Frazier's in that corner. They're in the winner's bracket. Mayweather's in this corner, Pacquiao's in this corner. Sugar Ray Leonard's in this corner, Marvin Hagler's in that corner. That's a real super fight. A couple years ago, the sense people had is that the winner's bracket fight was going to be Shakur versus Tank Davis. Tank never seemed particularly interested in making it happen. But since then, Shakur has ascended and now would seem to offer Tank a bigger reward for the risk than used to be the case.
Shane Mosley didn't sugarcoat his assessment of the WBA mandatory between Gervonta Davis and Floyd Schofield. He sees Schofield's youth, size, and activity as genuine threats to a distracted Tank. While Mosley respects Davis's heart and fighting spirit, he openly questions whether personal issues have left him exposed. In his view, the younger, more focused fighter is the one to watch. Ultimately, Mosley is leaning towards Schofield to pull off the upset.
Even though the WBA, Floyd Schofield is mandated to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, intense negotiations are going on. I mean, what's your thoughts on that fight?
I love that fight. I think Schofield's been more active, and he's a younger, a little bit bigger, a little taller. I think he's gonna give Tank a lot of problems.
Yeah,
he's gonna take some problems. I like Tank too, but Tank he's been all over the place. His mentals, I don't think is all the way there. You know, he got a lot of girl problems and this problem, that problem. I have to lean with Schofield, but Tank is about. I like Tank. He fights with a heart and strong. And I mean, I like the way he fights. you know. But on this one, I would probably lean to Schofield because he's a real fighter too.
Bernie the boxer believes Tank Davis has lost the trust of his fans by constantly talking about big fights and failing to deliver. He pointed to the Shakur Stevenson situation, where Tank built excitement and then let everyone down. Bernie compared it to the Richardson-Hitchens saga, arguing that Davis's pattern of big talk without action has eroded whatever goodwill he had left. In his view, fans are tired of hearing promises that never materialize. Bernie warned that Tank's reputation is taking a hit, and if he doesn't start backing up his words, he may lose his fan base for good.
I mean, people wanted to see him fight Shakur, no? It wasn't a problem when Shakur was gonna fight him.
And he didn't fight Shakur. Yeah, everybody wanted to see it. He talked his way into the fight. Everybody was excited to see the fight. And then he let us down. So he lost it. He lost the public when he did. He did all that talking. He came out of nowhere for real. He talked himself into the fight and he got all the way to the fight and didn't do the fight. Same thing with Richard Hitchens, man. Come on, man. You know you ain't got that. You ain't got that leniency. You ain't got that. You talking all that, you gotta get there and do it. They didn't do it. So
Bernie the boxer gave a blunt prediction for a potential Tank Davis versus Floyd Schofield fight, confidently picking Tank to knock him out. He argued that Schofield has never faced anyone with Tank's sharpness and precision. Bernie pointed out that Davis is a skilled boxer who picks his shots carefully and lands with bad intentions. He also suggested that Tank is carrying extra motivation right now, which would only make him more dangerous. In his view, Schofield would get tuned up without putting up much of a fight.
How do you feel like it plays out?
Tank gonna kill him.
Kill him like that.
Tank gonna knock him out. That man never been hit by Tank. Tank sharp with his punches. Tank sharp. Tank know how to box. Tank sharp. He ain't never been hit by nobody like Tank. Tank too, he probably got a lot of, I don't know what he got, but you know, probably got a lot on his chest, a lot on his mind. People talking bad about him. You know, he got some fans, but you don't never hear the good stuff. They only hear the bad. He got something to prove. Tank gonna tune him up. I'm expecting Tank to tune him up.
Gervonta Tank Davis is making moves on multiple fronts: a new trainer, fresh callouts, and a mandatory challenge looming. With Jose Benavidez Sr. now in his corner, fans are watching closely to see if this change sparks a new chapter in his career. Meanwhile, Floyd Schofield Sr. has fought tooth and nail to force a title shot, and social media wars with Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis continue to heat up. But the real question remains, who will Tank actually face next? Whether it's Schofield, Stevenson, or a surprise opponent, one thing is certain: Davis is back in the spotlight, and the division is taking notice. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll keep you updated on every move these fighters make next.